Herman Fuller, Circus of the Disquieting, Maya the Magnificent. Once a savage beast capable of only death and destruction, now a brown bear ballerina civilized for your amusement. Come see our marvelous musician, caught in a ferocious life and death struggle somewhere in the depths of the mountains. Now tamed, hear her sing with a human voice and dance with astounding grace. Come see her live in the Menagerie of Mayhem. One day only, 2 p.m. this Sunday at Clackamas County Fair. One show, one chance. Come one, come all. The following is a page from a publication entitled To the Circus Born, Herman Fuller's Menagerie of Freaks. The identities of neither publisher nor author have been established, and scattered pages have been found inserted into circus-themed books in libraries across the world. The person or persons behind this dissemination are unknown. And we set up shop right outside Damascus. We had performed one of our biggest shows of the year. Almost everyone had a part in the Big Top performance. Even Fuller was pleased with the turnout. After we cleaned the Big Top, we started packing up the circus. That's when I heard a noise behind the carnival confectioner's tent. I went to investigate. There she was, in all of her glory, head stuck in a trash can. One of the freaks screamed when they saw her, frightened her away. Fuller was furious. We've never had bears come in before. I never saw him as angry as the night she came back searching for food. Fuller took it upon himself to do something in the fucked up way only Fuller can. He dragged her to his tent and didn't come out all night. Every moment of the night we heard him crashing around in his tent doing his work, along with the occasional whimper from Maya. One day he gathered the circus together. He had an introduction to make. Fuller presented her to us as Maya the Magnificent. She could sing and dance like she'd done it since birth, he claimed. Whatever he did to her, calling it singing and dancing was generous. He gifted her with sick parodies of song and dance. With an almost manic smile on his face, he made her perform right there and then. With a crack of his whip, she started her twisted performance. She stood up slowly and unsteadily onto her hind legs. She teetered at first, and the whole circus watched with bated breath to see what Fuller's newest creation would do next. With a start, she jerked forward, nearly falling into the audience of freaks. She took a few hesitant steps forward, then a few steps back, then some to the left. Over time, it became clear that it was Maya's movements were supposed to be a dance. Fuller was chuckling quietly in the corner, looking at Maya with a face that almost suggested pride for the creature in front of him. Maya started doing more complex steps, her face betraying that she was not quite in control of her motions. As she flailed between the horrified onlookers, it seemed the spectacle could not be more grotesque. Fuller, of course, ensured it would be, and more. Slowly, as she staggered, Maya opened her mouth. Fuller's eyes widened in anticipation, and he turned on a calliope. There was a click, a pop, and a sound like metal grinding on metal before a voice poured from Maya's lips. It was light and cheery, and singing the words to a song Fuller often played. It barely matched the motions of Maya's lips, and it felt like a recording. As the song finished, Maya settled again on all fours. Fuller turned and handed the coarse rope of her leash to Sal, the menagerie master. Just like that, Fuller had made an act from nothing. Every day at 2, Fuller and Sal would dress her in a dingy tutu and a hat. I'll never forget that tutu. It was tattered and filthy and made Maya trip over herself. At first, she had a solo act, but the audience didn't like when she tripped or refused to perform, and made Fuller enter the ring with his whip and a chair. Not willing to lose out on an act, he handed her over to the clowns. Their act was a horror. They tossed Maya around and around, making her do things like ride a tricycle or swim in pie custard, all while Maya's strange voice sang over the cackling laughter of the clowns. The audience loved it, but Maya was more miserable than ever. The other freaks did what they could, but she was in a sorry state. She was covered in gashes, her feet had sores, and her fur was matted from the custard. Her singing broke down, kept playing the same circus song over and over. What struck me, though, was her emotional pain. Behind those soft brown eyes, there was something intelligent, something broken, something that could understand pain and who would inflict it, something that could understand revenge. It was not the simple brown bear that walked into her circus. This was something much darker. We should consider ourselves lucky that many weeks later, she only left. Of course, she couldn't leave without giving us one final show, a 2-part act in which she made Sal disappear before her grand finale. I saw her that night, dancing away into the dark, illuminated by the light of the burning big top tent. Critter Profile, Maya. Name, Maya. Species, Ursus arctos syricus, the Syrian brown bear. Primary caretaker, terrestrial team, Alex Molina. Diet, salmon, berries, beef, and chicken. She loves honeycombs, too. Housed, Wilson Wildlife Center. Enclosure, B. Creature features. Maya is our name for a beautiful brown bear we found terrorizing some clowns in a burning carny tent up by Clackamas County Fair. Now, I'm not too fond of clowns myself, but she must really have a bone to pick with them. So far, she seems like a real timid young lady and mostly stays away unless you've got food or cigarettes. I don't know how a bear gets hooked on cigarettes, but I'm putting my money on a very neglectful caretaker. Shame on them. As if a nicotine-addicted ursine wasn't strange enough, this critter's got a roar unlike any other. As a matter of fact, she doesn't have one. Whenever Maya here opens her mouth to make a sound, you'll be treated to Julius Fuchek's Entry of the Gladiators. It scared the daylights out of me the first time I heard it. Dr. Everett, our very own LAIM, Large Animal Internal Medicine, says it's some kind of oral biological anomaly. But I just say it's Maya's unique way of expressing herself. Now, I don't know if the other things Maya can do are as weird by the standards of the supervisors, but they sure are weird by bear standards. She can ride a unicycle like no other, juggle rocks and other small objects, and Alex says he's even seen her walking on her front paws. What a talented bear Maya is. History. When we first got a hold of Maya, the poor girl was wearing a raggedy old tutu, stained with gosh knows what, and a nasty old hat. And to make things worse, her fur was all matted and messed up. During her initial vet visit, we also found out she was missing some teeth and had a bunch of scars. It was so heartbreaking to see her at first. The folks who had her before were a bunch of heartless monsters, if you ask me. We tried asking the clowns she was chasing if they knew anything about her, but they were happy to see her gone. They said she was no good to them anymore and was better off dead. But we weren't going to give up on her. Taking care of Maya was very difficult at first. She was a rude young lady and didn't want to cooperate with anyone, and she tried to attack caretakers with cigarettes in their pockets. We managed to get her outfit off of her and give the poor girl a bath, which it looked like she appreciated after the fact. Getting the mats off of her was a chore, but we're lucky that Maya came to trust Alex. Maybe it's because he always feeds her the salmon chunks and was really nice to her. Or maybe because he takes a smoke break every few hours, but she's taken a real liking to him. Even though she's still a little shy around people, Maya has come a very long way. Those circus folks sure weren't nice to her, and sometimes it shows. She gets scared if someone claps or yells too loud near her, and she absolutely hates chairs. Even though she's still got a bit of a fix for smokes, we hope to have her clean by the end of the year. Maya's ongoing recovery is one of our proudest accomplishments here at Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, and she's a shining example of what a little love and care can do for a critter. Special needs and accommodations. Enclosure 8 was specially built to house a bear like Maya. It's got plenty of space for her to run, climb, and even swim in. It took us a while to get it right, but we also built her a little cave for when she needs some alone time. Since we're currently trying to get her off her smoking habit, Alex is in charge of applying some custom-made nicotine patches as needed. And of course, no clowns are allowed near Maya. Goodness, it feels silly to say that. Notes about Maya. Though it looked like we were making good progress with Maya, she had an issue with Roger on 7/25/2018 when he was taking care of her in place of Alex. Alex was out that day on personal matters, so we chose Roger to step in because he also smokes. We figured the scent might make Maya be calmer, but boy, were we wrong. She came at him like a bat out of heck and tackled him down. We thought Roger was a goner, but he managed to scurry out of our enclosure in the nick of time. Roger was real spooked, but we couldn't make heads or tails of why Maya attacked him in the first place. He thinks it's because he worked as a rental clown to help pay for college, but that doesn't make a lick of sense. Just when we thought everything was getting back to normal a few hours later, Stella, over in the observation room, noticed Maya was acting really strange. The poor girl was stumbling around, hurling salmon and chicken chunks everywhere. We got her to Dr. Everett ASAP and found out that not only did she steal Roger's brand new cigarette pack, but she went and ate the whole darn thing too. It looks like she was just dying for her fix. Our favorite bear was in real dire straits for a little bit. Nicotine poisoning had done a number on her after being slowly weaned off the patches. Fortunately for Maya, Alex ran in from town the moment he heard his furry friend was in trouble. She's gotten better since then, but getting Maya to kick the habit has gotten a little harder. But we here at Wilson's aren't going to give up on her. You can bet on that. Just for extra safety, we've also made sure folks who ever were, are, or plan on being a clown don't get anywhere near Maya. That means you, Roger.